Hey guys, it's Coach Brian Nugent again from Coffee or Tea with Coach B. And today we got Kelly G. I'm telling you, folks, that is a good rhyme. And we got our tea today. Kelly, what are you drinking today?
It's called jitter tea. So I think it's supposed to be like a caffeine-free boost, energy boost, I guess.
Oh, okay. Nice. And it gives you, does it get rid of the jitters or gives you jitters?
I think it's supposed to give me the jitters, maybe like caffeine, but without caffeine.
Oh, okay.
Caffeine jitters.
All right. So today I did it, folks. I did a blind tea test. I really don't know which one I grabbed. Right. I got probably about 30, no, not 30. I'm exaggerating. Probably about 10 different teas. And I grabbed one, but it smells pretty good. But it's not coffee today. I know you've been watching week after week and you're like, when's Coach B going to have some coffee? No coffee just yet. It's just some nice,
So what's the verdict?
delicious tea. Let me see here. It's quite yummy, I must say. Quite yummy.
Is it fruity? Is it
Yeah,
like
okay. I have to do this like wine. Okay. Let
yeah,
me do it like wine.
got
Hold
it
on.
swooshed in the smell?
Okay, it seems like it comes from India, from the southern parts of India. It's got a bit of a little bit of a musk, a little bit of a sweet herbal type of
Nice.
taste to it. Seems like it's been around for a few hundred years, right? I sense a lot of, mm, there's history in it. I know that's not a flavor, but there's history. You know, when you do something, you can feel like there's a sense of it's been around for a while. This has been around for a while.
That's
Um,
awesome.
it it definitely the palate is very warm. And
You picked a
how'd
you
I
picked
do there,
a
folks? Okay, Coach messed that all up. It's too hot for tea, anyways. Folks, we got a special guest today. I could not be more honored and privileged than to have the one and only Kelly Giannini joining us here today. That's
Woo-hoo!
it. Now, for those that you don't know, I mean, Kelly's got a great story. She's a mother of two, busy body, working out consistently, probably comes to the gym 5 days a week, never lets anything get in the way.
7 times.
What's that?
I said 6 or 7.
Okay, see that
Not
I
that
already
week.
insulted her. Okay, comes to the gym 6 to 7 days a week.
Yes.
She's been doing it for 5 or 6 years consistently.
Yep.
She's a mother of two, right? She travels far distances to the gym and to work. She never makes any excuses. And even in the journey of coming to the gym, she's done some amazing things. She's became a personal trainer in her journey from coming to the gym, working out in her basement with Jillian Michaels, to now becoming a high-level personal trainer. And I think she has some really amazing things to share with us today about building a routine, eating healthy, and having the proper mindset for success. So, Kelly, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for
Hey,
having me.
how you doing?
I'm doing well. Enjoying the long weekend. Too bad the sun's not out, but trying to enjoy the best that like all of us are trying to, right?
Yeah. What have you been doing in this COVID-19?
Well, this weekend, since it was kind of rainy and not the greatest to spend outdoors, we actually tried cleaning. So we've been doing spring cleaning. We've been cleaning out the closets. I've been getting rid of the winter clothes, the boots. So doing a lot of that. So just trying to clean the house. Just, you get as much as I've cleaned it over the past couple of days, I feel like a burst of energy that I really want to now clean everything. I'm just in that mode where I
Yeah.
just need things cleaned up. I need, I guess, like a fresh mindset. And just, yeah, like it's been kind of the quarantine blues. So just trying to keep ourselves busy rather than just sitting and Netflixing and not doing much. So
Oh, okay.
that's
Okay.
about it.
Now, have you been working from home mostly, or you been working at work? And what is it that
No,
you
I
do?
work. I've been trying over the last couple of weeks to work one day a week. It's
Hmm.
really hard in my role to actually work from home because there's not very much that I can
What
do.
do you do for a living, Kelly?
I am a financial planner for one of the big banks,
Okay.
and I mean, I deal with clients every day. I help them out financially, meeting their retirement goals. And yeah, it's kind of hard to do that from home.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, So I really do have to be in the office.
I guess during this COVID-19, with being a financial, you said planner you are, or
Yeah,
financial? Okay. It
a
must have been
planner.
very volatile. People pulling out money, people putting in money.
Yeah.
What have people been doing with their money during this
It's been
time
a
period?
roller coaster ride. I think for the most part, the ones that I know very well and that I've worked with, it's really just talking everyone through and trying to figure out why they're doing what they're doing or why they're planning on, selling or buying, whatever the case may be. Because
Mhm.
similarly, going into the markets right now, it's as much as it could be a good thing, it might not be for everybody. So really trying to get down to the nitty gritty and why are we doing what we're doing, and
Yeah.
does it?
Okay. Okay. So Kelly, how long you been coming to the Pickering Fitness and Wellness Center now?
Oh
And
my
tell us how
goodness.
it all began. We're going to get into your journey. Obviously, you're one of our many successful athletes.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, we're working on in your basement, I think with Jillian Michaels, and
Yeah,
then somehow you found your way at our doorsteps. Tell us how that all began, and how many
yes,
years ago was that?
Michaels for a few years. I mean, it was great when the kids were young, and I really didn't have the time to. I don't want to say I didn't have the time. I think I didn't make the time, but I knew that fitness was important, so I knew that I needed to get a routine set. And for me, when the kids were tiny, the only time that I had was that time to work out. So if it was a 30-minute workout in the basement, an
Hmm.
hour, 45, whatever I could get, I knew that that was better than nothing. So Jillian Michaels was my girl. We worked out every morning together wherever I could throw her
Come
in.
on, you can do it. Let's go. That's all right.
Yeah,
Or was it more like this? Come on, you could do it. Let's go. That's
yeah,
Jillian Michaels' voice, isn't it?
yeah. I tried them all. I mean, Jillian was probably the one that I stuck with the most, but I did like P90X. I did
Mm,
Insanity. Is it Insanity apps? There's like a whole bunch of them that were
yeah,
out there. I did them all, but Jillian had a whole bunch of stuff, so I would just,
got you.
watch the
So, how
DVD.
did you transition from Jillian Michaels to coming to our gym? Was it five? Are you going in your year six now?
So I started, I want to say it was the fall of 2015.
Okay.
So that would be what, 5 years?
Yep. That'd be 5 years. So
Yeah.
five going on six. Oh, wait, no,
Hmm.
no, no. Going in
No,
five? Is that what
going
it
in.
is? Potentially?
Oh, it
Okay.
doesn't sound that long actually, but yeah, I guess
Well,
5 years. And the way I kind of came about it was a colleague at work
mm-hmm.
um, was going through a journey of weight loss, and I was just seeing her transformation. Like literally every day, she would just look better and better, and I was like, "What are you doing? Like, where are you going? Like, what diet are you on?" And she's
Mm-hmm.
like, "I'm not following a diet per se. I think she did the keto diet for a while."
Okay.
But it was the gym, and she's like, "You should come, like this guy's great, Coach B is great." And she showed me one of your videos online, and she's like, "Come and try a class." And I did. Unfortunately, the class that I came to, you weren't there the first class, but Coach Michelle was. But it was such a great atmosphere that I came back, I think, for another trial or so.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I signed up right away. But going there, it was a real eye opener for me, because I thought I was fit and I thought I had great cardio. But what I knew was lacking for me, and I think that was the reason I decided to join the gym, was I didn't have a lot of resistance training that I was doing in my current program, and I
Mm-hmm.
knew my body was really weak. Like I could barely do even 10 push-ups.
Yeah. And how
Like
many push-ups you doing today?
I'm doing about 60. I can do 60 unbroken. So I'm
60
aiming
unbroken. So, and that's pretty impressive. But how many push-ups? What's the most you've ever done in one sitting?
in one, like with breaks.
Sure. Like obviously, you
Uh,
did it and go right back at it, shake your arms.
yeah, I could probably do well over 100 for sure. I'd say 100 or two. I think they're part of our WODs. We've done like
Yeah.
200 push-ups and then we'll go on to something different. So
Yeah.
yeah, I've come a long way. And I have to say the push-ups that I used to do, they were girl push-ups. So they were the ones on the knees.
Mm-hmm.
And even those I found very hard to do. So I remember very vividly coming to the gym and like you tell us, go grab your weights. And me being new, I'm like, okay, well, what is everybody grabbing? And I would see all the girls were grabbing like 20s, 30s, whatever. And I'd be like, well, where are the 5s that I use at home and the 2.5 pounds? And they were
Right.
nowhere to be found. So it was very intimidating when I first started. And it really does put you kind of in your place. Like I thought I was coming there and I was like, you know what, as I said, I think I'm pretty fit. My cardio isn't the greatest, but it's not, it's not terrible, I didn't think.
Mhm.
But then when the weights were thrown into the workout, that really changed it. Because when I was working at home with Jillian, we were using 2.5, 5 pound weights. And as great as the workout was, I never really got that, weight training. I never did resistance training. I was never pushed to do regular sit-ups or
Yeah.
regular ups. It was just, crunches, push-ups on your knees. So the
Yeah.
challenge part was not there. Like no one's, she's
Yeah.
yelling at, but
So
she's yelling at you and saying, Kelly, I know you can do it. Go grab the heavy weights. You're going to do it this way. So that's, I think, what I was lacking. I've seen that in myself, that I do need someone who's kind of on me and
mhm.
pushing to do
Gotcha.
better.
Yeah, and that's good that you recognize and aware that, right? Aware of that, because everybody's obviously very different. So Kelly, tell us about what it was like for you growing up. Like, were you a world-class athlete, a collegiate level athlete? Did you play high school sports? Did you play anything? Why did you even get involved in fitness? There's a lot of people at home, who believe, well, I should only be in fitness if I played sports. A lot of people have these, negative beliefs that are not serving them well, right?
Yeah.
What was it like growing up?
So I was like, I mean, we played sports at school, but I was never really, I think I said to you, I've never really been someone who's coordinated. I don't follow directions very well. Like, I think I hear something else than from whatever is said. So I kind of go on my own way. So that didn't make me a really great athlete. And as a kid, it was like, if I can't do it well, I'm just not going to do it. But I did enjoy volleyball. I did enjoy basketball. Never really good at it, but I mean, I played it kind of socially with friends on the weekends. But it was never really something that I enjoyed really doing. So I can honestly say I was definitely not an athlete. And even now, like, sure, I'll maybe, throw some hoops with friends. But I'm not an athlete. No,
Yeah.
I by myself as like a sports athlete. No.
How would you describe your dedication to coming to the gym? I mean, obviously, a lot of people struggle to go to the gym, and
Yeah.
you obviously have mastered the art of being able to jug a busy lifestyle, live far from the gym, live far
Mhm.
from your work, have 2 kids, and make zero excuses and still deal with, the unexpected events in life that we all have to deal with. But you have somehow made it work where you could still come to the gym 6 days a week. How have
Right.
you been able to do that when most people can't even get up out of their bed and make it to their front door to put their shoes on?
Well, I'll start by saying I didn't start by working out every day. Like, I didn't just like out of the blue one day say, okay, I'm going to work 6 or 7 days a week. It gradually got to that. I
Yeah.
think when I started at the gym, I think I was coming maybe 3 or 4 days a week. And then I just really loved it. So I would add on an extra class. I'd do another one. And if I could, work permitting, if I finished in time, I would always try to get as many classes as I could. And the weekends were a no-brainer. I mean, I'm home, I'm not working. Sure, I have a family, everybody does, but I should be able to carve away at least an hour for myself. And if anybody questions that, I mean, I'm doing it for me. I'm not going out, I'm not shopping, I'm not going out to the bar. I'm not, it was something that I'm doing for my health. And my family never really questioned it. Like, Rob would never say, you're off to the gym again. Like, oh my gosh, we have so much to do at home. It was like, okay, this is my hour. This is what I'm going to do. And no one really questioned it. But for me, the biggest thing was putting it in my calendar and saying, guys, this is what I'm going to do, and making it aware to everybody that this is where I'm going. There's no
Mhm.
questions about. If I told Rob I'm going to the gym and I came home, he'd be like, well, why are you here? Like, I thought you were going to the gym. So
Yeah.
I never want to disappoint anyone. So it was like, okay, as more people I can tell what I'm doing, there's that for sure would be my reason to go and do it. There's no going back. So I'm
Yeah.
putting it in my calendar, I'm registering for those classes. It's happening. It's not, okay, I'm going to wake up and I think I'm going to go to the gym today. Let me see how I feel. Let me see how work goes. If work doesn't go well, then I'm just going to
How are you able, I mean, obviously, you'd be in situations where you're not having your best day, you're
right?
not feeling the greatest, but I'm
Yeah.
sure you're one of the few that have the ability to still go past that emotion, correct?
Yeah.
What
I
advice would you give to other people about being in that situation of like, oh, I just don't want to go to the gym, but you figured out how to do that. How do you do that? And two, what advice could you give to the 99% of people that when they do experience that, they're like, oh, forget it, I ain't going.
yeah. Okay, so for me, the big thing was, and you're right, like there were many times that I just did not feel like going to the gym, whether I just
Mm,
wasn't feeling well, I had a headache, a bad day, a very long day, and I just wanted to get home. Or sometimes it could have been something so simple as, oh my goodness, it's snowing and I just want to get home, right? Or it's raining, the weather's not great, I need to get home.
yeah.
Uh, let any of that kind of get in my way. It's like, you know what, it doesn't matter what the weather's doing outside. I still have to go to work. If I have a headache, I still have to go to work. If I'm not feeling my best, I still have to go to work.
Hmm.
So I guess a part of me made going to the gym like my job. It's a part of what I do, similar to waking up in the morning, brushing your teeth, showering, whatever, we do as a routine. It was just a part of something that I do. So it wasn't a question of, am I doing it? This is happening, whether I like it or not, I'm going to the gym. So yes, there were times that I wasn't motivated, didn't have a great day. I'd still make it there. Um, and I think I've told you this many times. I'd be like driving, and somehow I make it to the gym. Like I'm driving to the gym, or I make a turn to go to the gym because in my head it's like I need to go to the gym. So
Yeah.
and well, it's not even like that time or the day to go to the gym. So it's just
Yeah.
it's just a part of what I do. And the other flip side of that is there's like all my friends are there, so I might not be feeling my greatest, but I know I'm gonna see my fellow athlete friends, that they're gonna be at the gym, and I know they're gonna make me feel better. And just working out whatever frustration you have, whether it's a bad day at work or maybe something didn't go so well with family. It's really just, for me, the biggest thing was I'm going to the gym. Maybe I didn't have a great day, but I'm gonna have a good workout and I'm gonna feel better for going and doing it.
Got you. So you're thinking about more of what you're going to get by going to the gym and how you're going to feel after the fact.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
Very good.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'd say probably the days that I didn't feel my best after I finished the class, I felt so much better. And by
Mhm.
going home, I wouldn't be taking out that
So
frustration.
is it fair to say that the worst days people experience, the more days they should be in the gym? Is that,
Yeah,
could you
I would
could
say
you
that's
comfortably
pretty,
say that?
I would agree to that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So the advice is if you feel like shit, you don't feel good, and as much as you're so unmotivated not to go, that's the
Yeah.
day you need to go.
Just do it. 100%. You
100%.
got to do it. Like
Yeah.
there's no, as I said, there's no excuses. It's a part of your life. If that's where you're at, and fitness is to be a part of your life, I think that's where maybe not that we make a mistake, but we're just not to that point yet that we feel that fitness is a priority.
Yeah.
Uh, just like as I said, going to work, it's something we have to do. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah. We're definitely
like
not at that stage
say,
yet. Neither is the government or corporations there yet, because I mean, right now we're shut down. It's COVID-19. Anybody watching this, it's the year 2020, year of the COVID.
mhm,
And gyms are classified as a non-essential.
that's
Now,
true.
as gym goers know, it is an essential, but because exercise, diet, healthy well-being is not at the highest, threshold in regards to how our society operates, it's considered a non-essential. And hopefully in the future, when the powers that be get into power, hopefully that will change. Okay. So Kelly, walk us through a typical diet. What's a typical diet for you?
So my diet, it
Besides
has
peanut butter.
I was gonna say, well, you probably know my diet. I do love peanut butter, or any nut butter really for that matter, or just nuts in general. Just whatever, raw, roasted. I love them all. Um, I'm not a big breakfast person, so that is something that I am working on. I know we haven't touched upon it, but I am working on becoming a weight loss and fitness coach. So a part of my reading is, and what I've learned is that pretty much every meal is important. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a couple of snacks in between is very important, especially if you do live a very active lifestyle. You know, a lot of people do different diets and they do intermittent fasting, and that's a whole other topic. So I've pretty much been doing that intermittent fasting. So that's probably a biggest thing why I don't eat a lot of breakfast. For me, breakfast is typically a cup of coffee. If I've done a workout in the morning, it's a protein shake. So just some, whey protein powder. I'll add some spinach, almond milk, peanut butter, maybe a little bit more peanut butter than I should. And that's pretty much it. Lunch would be usually a salad, or some veggies with some hummus or cashew dip. Sometimes I'd have a protein bar. What else do I snack on? Nuts. I snack on a lot of nuts, dry nuts as well. I do like yogurt. I've been eating.
You can eat a whole tub of peanut butter in a day, right?
A week.
A week, okay.
A week. I'm
Yeah.
not a day yet. I'm getting there, but not quite.
Yeah.
I do go through a lot of peanut butter.
Yeah.
I know it's, as I said, like everyone else, I'm still learning too. So definitely my diet kind of needs to change as well. But just going through a normal day, I don't eat a lot of, and I know I should be eating a lot more protein than I do. So that's another thing that I'm going to be incorporating a lot more of my protein, because I'm now more on a plant-based diet. It's really hard for me when you're prepping the night before to prepare a great meal. So I do try to just cut up my veggies the night before. I find the easiest things, the go-to things, are like a yogurt. I love Greek yogurt, but I've been trying to reduce. Haven't completely eliminated dairy, but I'm trying to reduce dairy. So I've been eating coconut yogurt. It has a different taste.
Yeah.
So
And what has happened in your diet where it's transitioned from, I guess, dairy, eggs, and meat to now, I just heard you say plant-based. What has occurred, and why are you doing this?
So a couple of things. The biggest thing was my father. He got sick last summer, or last spring, I guess. It just seemed like the whole year just went by. He was diagnosed with vasculitis, which is an inflammatory, it's an autoimmune disease, and it attacks his, different cells, different blood cells, and attacks different organs. And for people, it attacks different places. So the biggest thing for him is changing his diet as well, and what he's eating. He's still eating meat, but definitely reduced to what he used to eat, looking at more lean cuts. It's hard when you're my father's age. He's in his 70s. It's hard to really completely eliminate. But I'm just trying to show him, you know what, Dad, you can do it. I can do it too. And I don't want to, I'm looking at myself, and I'm
changing his diet. What did he have to change in order to start to see improvements in his health? What did he remove and what did he add?
So he had to reduce or eliminate, so no alcohol, not that he drank a lot, but just no alcohol. He can't have it at all. Adding in more plant-based foods, fruits and vegetables, basically anything that could cause inflammation, he has to eliminate. Even things like wheat, dairy, all the big things that you kind of talk about, sugar, having to eliminate those from his diet to kind of keep this at bay, because there's no cure for it. Obviously he's on medication, and it could always come back, but it's really just trying to keep it, where it is right now, so it doesn't spread.
So that motivated you. So your dad changing his diet motivated you to change your diet. Is that what we're hearing?
Correct. Yeah, that. And I know we had been talking a lot about different documentaries, and I had finally got around to, okay, I'm going to watch some of these documentaries.
Was there a documentary that kind of resonated with you, or one you can mention? Which one?
Yeah. Yeah, so it was the documentaries that I watched. There was a couple of them. And what happened to my father, they all kind of clicked. And I
No.
was, this is really like, this is a big thing, right? And
Mhm.
sometimes we don't see it right now within ourselves, but it's something that, come 30, 40, 50 years from now, when you're my father's age,
What
you're like,
documentary would those be for our viewers that are watching this? Because they would obviously be curious. So which ones were they?
yeah, so there was Forks Over Knives, I think was one of the big
Okay,
ones.
Forks Over Knives. Yep.
What was the other one? You're putting me on the spot now, coach. I can't remember. There
Game
was
Changers by any chance?
Game Changers. Yes, yes. Game Changers, Forks Over Knives.
What the
And
Health? Was
I
What the
can't remember.
Health one of them?
Yes. What the health? Yes. Yes. So all those three, I finally sat down and watched.
How do I know it better than you?
Because you're, I know. Listen, I watched them in the fall, and these were documentaries that you had asked me to watch. I remember a few years ago, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do
Yeah,
it. I did it because it wasn't a priority.
yeah,
Right? And something happens in the family, and you're like, okay, you're hearing a lot more about it, and you're seeing a lot more people are going plant-based. And I was like, okay, there must be some truth into this. So let me see it for myself.
yeah,
Let me try to get some facts and see, is this something that I can do for myself?
yeah.
So I've slowly, since the fall, I haven't had meat. So I haven't had meat since the fall of last year. But as I said, I'm certainly still
Yeah,
drinking some dairy, but I'm getting to the point where I'm trying to be more plant-based.
yeah. Awesome. So obviously you've been coming to the gym for a while. You've gone through this huge transition from going from Jillian Michaels to coming to the gym, seeing no 5 pounds, no 2.5 pounds. You're deadlifting. You could deadlift well over, I mean, definitely over 200 pounds, right?
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of amazing things. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
You've now, in the last year, was it within the last year, you became a personal trainer,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
That's a huge growth process from, not being an athlete to now a personal trainer. How did you get to that pinnacle of wanting to be a personal trainer, and how did that all come about?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's taken a long time. So as much as it might sound like, oh my God, where did this come from? I have always wanted to get into fitness and nutrition, even from my days of like high school. It was always the direction I wanted to go to, but people around me were like, "You can't make money in fitness. Like, you just can't do it."
That's it.
So,
Every fitness trainer's broke.
right, exactly,
Yeah.
right. Ah, so hearing that, I was like, oh my goodness, like this is like, when you're like 17 or 18 and you're trying to decide, where do I go to school? What do I do? I went the safe route, right? So I went the safe route. I took a co-op program at a bank, and pretty much I've been there since. So that was kind of, I unfortunately, I took the safe route. Not that I regret the decisions that I made. I think things happen always for a reason. I'm a firm believer in that. Not that I ever leave things to chance, but I feel that, experiences that we have, people that we meet, um, that's all for a reason. That makes us, or it can break us, right? It's whoever comes into our life, similarly to you coming into my life here, I'm going to a gym. I never thought that the gym could really change me or change who I am and change what I do. It's just another gym, right? It's like
Hmm.
gone to Good Life Fitness, all these other little boot camp gyms. They never really, I mean, yes, they helped me out, but not to the extent of coming to, at that point, PAL was, where it's opened up different avenues for me. And it made me realize that, if this is something that I really want to do, I can do it. And, I'm not 20 anymore. And I think that's kind of what held me back too, is when I finally realized, yes, this is something that I wish I pursued earlier. I was like, I think it's too late. And I think you were one of the biggest supporters for me, was like, no, it's not. If you really want to do it, do it. There's, the only person that's holding you back is yourself. And even after you said that, it still took me a couple of years to pursue, right? It's
Yeah.
that, oh, it's, oh my gosh, I'm approaching 40. Do I, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? Or it's too late. So it was a lot of that was going back and forth in my head. And it's like, I have a family now. I got to worry about them. It's not, I can't just make a shift so easily. And I'm older, like it's hard to study, and it was really hard to study for that exam. And but all I can say, and any advice that I can give on that, is if it's truly something that you want, whatever it is, whether it's losing weight or changing a direction of your career,
Yeah.
or anything to do with relationships, friendships, whatever that you're going through, if it's as hard as it might seem when you're in it, and sometimes that can kind of keep us from pursuing or keeping, keep going. I think if it's something you truly want, even though it might be hard, you will find a way.
Yeah.
You will
Sure.
always you will find a way, whatever it is. And that's what happened to me. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't for a year last year. As I said, my father was going through a whole bunch of stuff. It was a busy time for me at work. Lots of changes going on there. And I was like, there's no way I've signed up for this exam and this course. I'm like, there's no way
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I'm
How,
just.
yeah, and you made it happen. How has
And
the coaching been going for you guys? I don't know if you know, but Kelly's been coaching at our facility for quite some time right now. How's the coaching been going for you?
it's
Um,
been going great, minus quarantine, of course, but
yeah,
it's great to interact with my fellow athletes. It's great to help them. It's great to push them to do something that they similarly think I
yeah,
can't do. Either too old or I'm unfit. I'm not skinny. I'm not this. I'm not that. And it's letting them know you can do it.
yeah.
I love
How,
fitness.
yeah. How would you describe the fact that, I mean, on 2 occasions, guys, some of you might know this, but Kelly has broken her hand doing box jumps. She
No.
would approach a box jump, and those that know about box jumps, and as she would swing her hands up, she smacked her hand and broke her hand on
You said I'm
multiple
a
occasions.
singer. We're right.
Right,
Wow.
on multiple occasions. Now, the reason why I bring up this question is because a lot of people will get injured and that's it. They're done in life, right? You, on the other hand, got injured and put a splint on, showed up the next day and kept working out. And then like 2 years later, maybe even a year later, did it again and still showed up. How are
Oh,
you able to have that level of dedication when, let's be honest, most people would throw in the towel when something
right.
happens, especially if it happens at a facility and they like to point the finger at somebody else, even though they know it's their fault? How you been able to do that? And what would you say to the people who are watching about getting injured and rebounding instantly and keep going and not being afraid of box jumps or anything that got in your way?
Yeah, so I think that's like you hit it there on the nail there. It's just one, not giving up, and two, I think the longer you wait to do something, the worse that fear becomes, right? It's similar to falling off a bike or getting in a car accident and not wanting to get back in the car, right? The longer you wait, the
Yep.
worse it's going to get. You gotta face your fear and you just gotta do it. And yeah, I remember hating you for making me jump the box the next day I was in. But at the end, I thanked you because I was like, you know what? And I still get anxiety when I jump the box. But it's just knowing, you know what, this
Well,
isn't gonna be who I am. I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna rush. You got to focus. And it's really, that's basically it, is the focus. You have to be focused and you can't be scared. And for me, I had to tune out everything and everyone around me. And I think you always say when I jump, like, where are you? Like, I don't even hear what you're saying. I
oh
don't
no,
see,
you're like tunnel vision on that
I'm just
box.
what I'm doing. And I'm going
Yeah.
to do it. I'm going to let this box, like, just take over what I can do or what I can't
Yeah.
do. I'm going to master it and I'm going to do it because I know I've done it before. And there's just no way that I'm not going to jump it.
Yeah.
It's terrifying, but you just got to sometimes take that leap of faith
Yeah.
and give it a go. And sometimes you're going to surprise yourself.
Yeah, for sure. What would you say separates Pickering Fitness and Wellness Center from other facilities? You've been there a long time, and I think you could touch upon that probably better than most.
I think it's just, it's you. You do truly care about everybody that's there. You're not going to walk into a gym where they're not going to know your name. You know
They know your
everything.
credit card, though. They'll know your credit card.
Yeah, you know everything. You know our
No,
name.
I
You know,
said they will know your credit card. They won't know your name, but they'll know if when your
they'll
credit
know
card
your
doesn't work. That's when they know your name.
right is basically it. They just know the number. But you know us, like, kind of what makes us tick, what works with us, what doesn't. Like, our kids, our birthdays, like sometimes it's those little things. And you have that personal touch, right? If you see us at the gym and we're not having the best of days, you'll come and you'll chat with us, like, what's going on? How can I help you? You're not going to get that really at another gym. They're just going to leave you alone and say, hey, she's having a bad day. We'll just, let her do her thing. And that's the end of it, right? But you
Yeah.
actually, why are we having, maybe not such a great day? And how can we change that? What's going on in your life? Is it your diet? Is it stress? Is it whatever?
Yeah.
So a big part of the gym is you and what you make it. The second aspect of it is the athlete. Everyone else that comes there, it's not, yes, we're competitive, but it's not a competitive gym where we're all kind of, trying to outnumber someone else or compete against someone else, or you're not going to get a feeling where someone's maybe making fun of you, or you just feel, shy or embarrassed maybe because you're not fit. We've heard, I've heard it all the time. Well, I'm only going to join the gym when I get fit. Well, that's the whole point of going to the gym, right? We all start wherever we so, it's the whole atmosphere, right? As I said, I think it's yourself and it's the athletes around us. And that's what makes us want to come back when you're not having that great day, right? I could have a bad day, but if I know I'm going to see, Sarah and Steph and Sean and whoever, right? And Jim and all my friends, then of course I'm going to come, right? Because I know they cheer me up. And even though I might not enjoy the workout, I'm going to enjoy the camaraderie and enjoy interacting with my fellow athletes and my friends.
Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Kelly. I think this was really good advice. You gave out some really good information, covered a lot of different topics and stuff. Is there anything you want to finish off with? Maybe a quote to the world or some type of advice you want to give them about getting their minds right, having the right mindset to motivate them to move forward?
Honestly, like, I would not be where I am today if I, just threw in the towel and, just, said I'm too old, I can't do it, I'm not an athlete, I've never been an athlete, so there's no point, I'm just not going to try. The biggest thing I can say is you got to try, right? You don't know until you try. So just go out there and do your best, and you might even surprise yourself.
There you go. Why don't you have a sip of that tea? You have had a sip all day. Folks,
No.
this is Coach B, Coffee or Tea with Coach B, and we got Kelly G. Thank you, Kelly, for joining us. And I'm so excited when I get to see you in real life.
Yes, me too. Can't wait to see everyone.
Okay. Thanks, Kelly. Thanks for joining us today.
Bye, guys. Bye, Coach.